ASAP Rocky is a brave boy. Listen, it's going down. So we did a video recently where we said that it was exposed in court that ASAP Rocky and Rihanna are not married. He is just a baby daddy. Now, a lot of women took offense to that and started saying stuff like, "So what if she just a baby dad? If he just a baby daddy?" That's not the point. Our point of doing that video was because they convinced people that they had gotten married, and people were under the belief that they got married, only to find out in court while they were digging through ASAP Rocky's case, while the judge was asking how should he address her, we found out that they were not actually married. So she is a billionaire that's also a baby mama, and he is just a baby daddy. They're not an official couple. That's for the people who wanted to know. But let's talk about ASAP Rocky's case, though, in detail, because things are getting super serious. And like I said before, Rihanna might have to raise those babies by herself for some time. ASAP Rocky popped out, head held high, chest poked out, full of confidence, and turned down a deal. A deal which a lot of people think is a good deal. He turned down a final prosecution plea offer of 180 days in jail, and he will face the possibility of a guilty verdict. If he goes to trial and is found guilty, he is facing like 25 years in prison, as jury selection began at his trial today. Now, January 21st, 2025, this is the latest update by Andrew Dalton. Andrew Dalton, thank you. We appreciate your work. The agreement offered to ASAP Rocky, the hip-hop star who is Rihanna's baby daddy / 36 years old, fashion mogul, model, actor, whose legal name is Rakeem Mayers. They offered him, they said, listen, plead guilty to one of your 2 felony counts. Plead guilty to the assault with a semi-automatic firearm. I've never heard anybody say I'll plead guilty to assault with a semi-automatic firearm and only walk away with 180 days in jail time. Sounded like a sweet deal. The Los Angeles County prosecutors would also recommend a 7-year suspended sentence, kind of like what they did in the case with Young Thug. If 7 years suspended basically means if you get out there in the world and you do anything else, you go into prison for about 7 years. You got to come back and finish your time up, right? In other words, fly the straight and the narrow. This 180 days in jail deal would follow with 7 years suspended sentence, would follow with 3 years of probation and the 6-month jail term. Now, Rocky, he told the judge, he said, respectfully, I decline, Your Honor. He's accused of firing a semi-automatic weapon at a former friend near a Hollywood hotel in 2021. And he could get a maximum of 24 years in prison if he is convicted. When you are looking at 24 years in prison and you have a live witness who is willing to take the stand, and they're offering you 180 days and 7 years suspended and 3 years of probation, we've seen this go wrong all the time. First of all, the system is mad at you that you're brave enough to even fight them. They want you to have a record, because if you go to trial and you win, you're completely exonerated. But if you plead guilty, you become a felon, but you are blessed with a way less time. 180 days compared to 24 years. The math is simple. But ASAP Rocky said, I respectfully decline. ASAP Rocky's attorney, Joe Tocopina, also revealed in court on Tuesday that the defense plans to call their own witnesses to testify that a firearm that was seen on a security video is a starter pistol that Rocky carried as a prop for security purposes. The strategy has not been aired at pretrial hearing yet. So they have their own things they're going to pull out, their own bag of tricks they're going to dip into to try to save ASAP Rocky. You got to understand, man, his woman, Rihanna, she got a whole lot of money. And ASAP Rocky got her heart too. So she's not sparing any change, keeping her man free. As it looks right now, they have the perfect little family, you know what I mean? And she's not trying to lose all of that. But the law is the law, and you are, no matter how much money and fame you have, you still a black man when you caught up in the law. They would love nothing more than to demolish your family and send you away to jail or prison for a couple of years. Now, a panel of more than 100 prospective jurors were summoned to the downtown Los Angeles courtroom, and they packed into the gallery. Opening statements will come once 12 of those and 12 alternates are seated, most likely sometime around Wednesday or Thursday. The Grammy-nominated hip-hop star and fashion mogul and actor whose legal name is Rakeem Myers, like we said before. We all know him as ASAP Rocky. A lot of people know him as Rihanna's baby daddy. They have 2 toddler sons together. It's not entirely clear whether Rihanna will appear to support him at this point in court, but his attorney has suggested that it's probably unlikely. They don't really like to leave their children with somebody, and of course she's not going to be dragging the children to court every day to go see daddy, right? She did not attend Tuesday's proceedings, even though she has been there before. ASAP Rocky had been named as one of the celebrity chairs of the Met Gala in May and has a major role in a Spike Lee directed film with Denzel Washington that is soon to be released. But his life could be turned upside down if a guilty conviction actually happens. The Superior Court Judge Mark Arnold has said he plans to seat a jury quickly, and he is keeping strict limits on how long attorneys can question prospective jurors. Mr. Mayers is an entertainer. His stage name is ASAP Rocky. His life partner is also an entertainer. Her stage name is Rihanna. Her real name also is Rihanna. Mr. Mayers is an entertainer, a celebrity that cannot harm him and it cannot benefit him. This long drawn out trial, we are going to get through it, and we're going to get through it swiftly, is pretty much what the judge is saying. The judge is allowing media cameras in court for the entire trial after a jury is selected. So just like how we sat and we watched all the other celebrities, most recently Young Thug's trial, we will be able to watch ASAP Rocky as well. Now, for all the tits and bits, Andrew Dalton, who covers entertainment for the Associated Press, and for other news, reliable information, again, thanks to him for this. He also gave us an update on what it's looking like in the ASAP Rocky case. Like, my question is, do they have any evidence against him? Rumors were floating around that he was caught on video firing the gun. I said, damn, if they caught you on video firing the gun, you cooked. You might as well cop a plea, take 180. That's 180 days versus fighting, looking at 24 years. So Andrew has given us the update. It says that ASAP Rocky is at a crossroads right now. You know, he could soar to new heights of celebrity in 2025, or it could all come crashing down pretty quickly once jurors are seated and this trial begins, if they come back with a guilty verdict. The hip-hop star and longtime partner of mega superstar Rihanna, with whom he shared 2 toddler sons, is set to touch a higher level of fashion and entertainment on the big screen sometime soon in this year. Talking about Met Gala alongside people like Pharrell Williams, LeBron James, and others. His modest acting career also is set to take off. He has now blessed the screen beside the legendary Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, and others. But at this Los Angeles trial, that's expected to last about 3 weeks. What he is charged with could sit him down for years to come. Let's talk about what they have on him, right? His attorney says, we're ready to go. It's been a long time. This is what Joe Tacopina said after a hearing last Wednesday. It's been something that's waiting over Rocky's head and Rihanna and her family's head for a while. You know, we're anxious to get this thing underway and get this behind them, get it out the way. We are confident and we are ready to go. A$AP Rocky and A$AP Relly. The trial has its roots in high school in New York when the Harlem-raised Rakim Myers, now known as A$AP Rocky, met Terrell Efron, his homie, also known as A$AP Relly, who will be the trial's most important witness. Y'all know how it goes already when friends turn foe. Y'all know how it goes already when relationships break up. Bob Marley said, only your friends know your secret, so only they can reveal it. Who the cap fit, let them wear it, right? So when relationships go sour between besties and good friends, you know how the rest goes. Now, Efron testified at a preliminary hearing in 2023 that he brought A$AP Rocky into the crew of young creators who called themselves A$AP. As always, strive and prosper, which is what A$AP meant for them. It wasn't A$AP Rocky's group. He brought him into the crew. He said, we had a dream, pretty much. He testified that members remained close even as Rocky became rich and famous, but the relationship would eventually fall apart. A feud came to a head in Hollywood on the night of November 6, 2021, when, according to Efron, A$AP Rocky fired a gun at him 3 or 4 times. One of the shots grazed his knuckles. Efron went to the police 2 days later. So it seemed like Efron, or Relly then, he doubled back, picked up some shells for evidence, and took the shells himself to the police officer. Then he made a police report. Both of these points, the defense will seize on. You need nothing more than Mr. Efron's testimony by itself. Deputy District Attorney Paul Zelemek said. The case lead prosecutor told the judge in 2023 hearing. Just his testimony alone is strong. Well, hear what? Anybody could get up and say somebody did something to them and make up a story, right? In a court of law, you got to prove all that. You have to have some kind of evidence. We can't just walk into court and just accuse people of stuff and then expect a judge or a jury to just say they're guilty and give them time. A, Tom killed Joan. Joan is dead. And everybody goes guilty, life in prison. Well, where did Tom kill Joan? Where's the evidence? Where's the DNA test? Where's the DNA evidence that shows a blood splatter, a scene of a crime? The tool that Tom used to kill Joan. Like, there has to be proof. So, A$AP Relly's testimony can't stand by itself. So I'm looking to see what kind of proof they have on A$AP Rocky. The trial is full of large personalities, along with 2 huge names that will loom over the proceedings despite having no direct role. President-elect Donald Trump and Rihanna. I don't know what Donald Trump's name got to do with this, but let's find out. The trial begins the day after Donald Trump is back in the White House. The second inauguration of Trump, whom Tacopina represented in the defamation. All right, so we were wondering what Donald Trump has to do with the A$AP Rocky trial, right? Let's connect the dots real quick. So Like I said before, the trial is full of large personalities along with two huge names that will loom over the proceedings despite having no direct role. You have President-elect Donald Trump and you have Rihanna. Rihanna is A$AP Rocky's lover, mother of his children, etc. Right? Common law wife, however you want to look at her. His partner, his life partner. And then you have Donald Trump. And we're like, Donald Trump just became president again. His inauguration was yesterday, the 20th of January 2025. What does he have to do with this? Well, the trial begins the day after the second inauguration of Donald Trump. That's for one. So Trump becomes president the 20th. A$AP Rocky trial begins the 21st of January 2025. Trial begins meaning they will begin to select jury members. And once those jury members are seated, then the other part of the trial will proceed, which is what we will see later on. Get ready for this because it's all going to be televised. So Donald Trump is in this because Takapina, the attorney that represents A$AP Rocky, also represented Donald Trump in his defamation and sexual abuse lawsuit of writer E. Jean Carroll. That lawsuit, some of you might know about, some might not know about. Let's round it up in a nutshell like this. He got Donald Trump off. E. Jean Carroll said that Donald Trump raped her, and he beat that. But he did not beat E. Jean Carroll in a civil suit. In a civil suit, Donald Trump was found guilty and was ordered to pay E. Jean Carroll $5 million. Now, A$AP Rocky, obviously, money is long. If you're playing with the same attorneys that represent people like Donald Trump. A$AP Rocky himself became an unlikely celeb after President Donald Trump, during his first term. Remember when A$AP Rocky went over to Sweden and he had gotten a scuffle with some guys over there and he got arrested over there? Word got back to the United States that A$AP Rocky is incarcerated in Sweden, and A$AP Rocky, basically Donald Trump got on television and said, I'm working to get A$AP Rocky up out of there. Free A$AP Rocky. And I was puzzled, along with a lot of other people. Like, why would Donald Trump be concerned about a young black dude who is a rapper being locked up overseas? Well, you put the dots together and you realize that people got money. And when people got money and they float around in a certain circle, then it's who you know more than anything else, right? Trump has no power, though, this time around over these proceedings, this case against A$AP Rocky. And it is said that the president cannot pardon A$AP Rocky if he is convicted in this situation. So those anticipating the trial, they have long been asking whether Rihanna is going to attend. You know, a lot of people want to know because they want to see her on television, or they want to be out there with their cameras asking for autograph or whatnot. Is she going to be there? Is she going to be bringing the kids to the courthouse? The mother of his children, is she going to be here? Superior Court Judge Mark Arnold asked the defense at a October hearing. He said that she's welcome to be here whenever she wants to. You know, it's going to last about 2 to 3 weeks, the trial. She's welcome to be here whenever she wants to. I'd just like to know. Let me tell you something. If Rihanna shows up to that trial, it's going to be pandemonium. Okay? They're not even going to be thinking about A$AP Rocky. There's just going to be thousands of people showing up to that courthouse just looking to see Rihanna. Anyways, the judge did say she's more than welcome to be there. Takapina, the attorney who represented Trump at one time, who now represents A$AP Rocky, has been unable to give a definitive answer if she is definitely going to be there or not. But he did say, I don't know. He does not expect her to be there. Takapina himself, he is very protective of Rihanna, and so is A$AP Rocky, and doesn't want her anywhere near this proceeding, he said, after Wednesday's hearing. But that's a family decision that they will have to make between, man and woman. Tacopina said that he has no intentions of bringing Rihanna's name up at the trial either. But the judge suggested that he may want to do that during the screening for all possible reasons. There could be somebody there who will say, I love Rihanna so much, I don't care what they say about A$AP Rocky. I'm just going to say he's not guilty. I don't give a damn how much evidence they show me that he's guilty. I'm voting not guilty for A$AP Rocky because I love Rihanna so much. You have to weed out those kind of people in order to have a fit jury pool, right? So the judge, who is also a former sheriff deputy, has an affable but a no-nonsense style. And he dispenses with many court formalities. He said that he will keep the juror selection process simple and a jury should be seated quickly. In an uncommon move in LA County courts, he also said that once jurors are seated, he will allow cameras to be in the courtroom for nearly the entire trial. Quote unquote, he said, I believe that the public deserves to see what goes on in the courtroom. So plain and simply put, let me tell you something, right? This right here makes for good television, because that's all that's going to happen is good television. High ratings for whatever television station carries this. Worst, if Rihanna shows up, oh man, ratings are going to go through the roof. Tacopina has also represented other hip-hop figures, including people like Meek Mill and YG. The lawyer, who normally practices in New York, they said that he is a funny kind of guy, in a good way. Like, he is quick with a joke, and he is always happy to talk to people, especially the media, explain what's happening and whatnot. But on cross-examination, he is a ruthless kind of person. When discussing Efron's minor injuries, this is A$AP Relly, who said, A$AP Rocky shot at me like 3-4 times. One of the bullets grazed my fist. Tacopina replied, oh, it's a miracle he survived that shooting. To which, of course, he was admonished. The judge is like, are you serious right now? Deputy District Attorney John Lewin, best known for his successful murder prosecution of real estate scion Robert Durst, was a late addition to the prosecution team. He is also known for his aggressive, no-nonsense cross-examination, including a relentless, weeks-long questioning of Durst. So you have top attorneys on both prosecution and defense, and then you have celebrity names all throughout this trial. This makes for a good TV show in real life time. The evidence that they have against A$AP Rocky is what we really want to get into. The case against A$AP Rocky will largely depend on how credible the jurors find A$AP Relly, who is Efron. If you hear me say Efron, I'm talking about A$AP Relly, who has A$AP Rocky in court at this point. Police officers who searched the Hollywood sidewalks after it was reported that shots were fired in the area, they did not find any shell casings in the area. The police recovered no fingerprints from the 9mm casings that A$AP Relly, or Efron, brought to them. In his testimony, he said, after the shots were fired, A$AP Rocky ran one way, he ran another way. But he doubled back later on to search the area to see if he could find any shell casings, pick them up for evidence, and he did. He brought them to the police officers as evidence. They did their thing, testing those to see if they would find fingerprints on them and whatnot. And it is said that no fingerprints from the 9mm casings that Efron brought to them were found. And no 9mm pistol was found when a search warrant was served on A$AP Rocky. Y'all remember when A$AP Rocky was coming back from Barbados with Rihanna? and she was pregnant, and he got arrested then, and then they bum rushed the house, and they searched everything and whatnot. They were looking for a gun. They didn't find any. Tucapina said that he had not decided whether A$AP Rocky will testify, which is, he's legally, he could, or legally, he has a right to not testify. Now, according to the attorney, he's saying A$AP Rocky is eager to tell his story. He would love the opportunity to do so. He is very articulate, very intelligent. He's a good human being, and I think all of that would show if he testifies. But that decision has yet to be made. It depends on how the case goes. Listen, I don't think this is going to turn out too good, because the part where they talk about the video footage, they said that on video, A$AP Rocky, the examining or the investigative officers saw two different frames of video. In one of them, the person seems to be holding a gun, what looks like a gun, but their face is not shown. In the other one, the person's face is shown, but they're not holding a gun. Now, in the one where the person's face is shown but not holding a gun, they were able to recognize that individual as A$AP Rocky. When the hoodie is up, the face is not shown, they are still both dressed the same. But when the person is holding the gun, the face is not shown, so they can't tell if that is A$AP Rocky holding the gun. However, the investigating officers did make it clear that this is A$AP Rocky on that video. So back to what I was saying before. The detective testified that investigators had established that it was A$AP Rocky. Surveillance video captured parts of the incident. Prosecutors at the 2023 hearing showed a video still with a man in a hooded sweatshirt whose face was not visible, holding what appears to be a gun, along with another image showing the face of the same man in the sweatshirt, but this time he was holding no gun visible. The detectives testified that investigators established that that person was A$AP Rocky. So again, what I want you to do is leave your comments in the comment section below. I want to ask you this. Do you think that A$AP Rocky should have copped out, took those 180 days and that 7-year suspended sentence and 3 years of probation? Or do you think that he should fight in court, take it to trial, and risk those 24 years that they have on the table? Let's talk about it some more in the comment section. I'll catch you there. Leave your comments. You already know, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.